All right.
Okay, so if you're in the Discord, please join that mirror board link. I'm not going to be sharing my screen because you can see everything that we are all looking at. At the one second. Okay. So before we go into the mirror board, I'm going to go over what the teacher went over, just so we are tracking who's assigned to what. Um, for final delivery, so the two turn-ins for that, the final PowerPoint. Christina, you said that you were going to take that. Along with the YouTube narration of our game. So I don't know if you have access to the game or downloaded it, or if you want to go through like just have someone play through a round and then you speak to it. I mean, how do you want to kind of go through the narration part of the YouTube video?
I can get it, do my own playtest and narrate it. I would,
Okay.
just from Tahir's demonstration, I think I got it. But if
Mhm.
there's any questions before, I'll play it, like play test it throughout the week, and
Right.
send it to you guys so that you can like check it out before the final
Cool.
video.
And then, so while you do the play test and record the narration, that's great. I would also ask that you just look over the PowerPoint just to make sure that it's just up to par, make sure everything's updated on that front. So that's for the final deliverable. And I'll just ping you for links when it comes out, and I'll make sure that everyone has it by the 31st, which I think is Sunday, which is the last day for the turn in. So that's that. Any questions on that? None heard. Cool. Individual do outs. So everyone's going to be turning in their own, like, kind of like just bulleted list of what you worked on. You can turn it into a spreadsheet. There's no format from what he just described. Just take all the tasks that you put into the PowerPoint that we've been using, and then just like put that in there. He just wants to see what you individually did. So just make sure you get that done because obviously it will affect your individual grade. I will not be sending out a link for that since it's really just a bulleted list of things that you did with your time. So there's that. Any questions with that individual due out? Let me see what that was called. Yeah, it's under deliverables, individual project deliverables. That's going to go under there. Okay. No questions around that? Oh,
I
go
have
ahead.
a question. So we don't
Yep.
need to provide the screenshots or videos or something like that?
For the final delivery?
No, for the personal delivery.
Not from what I understood. He just said, hey, just send me your bulleted points because everything we've done has been shown.
Okay, okay.
That's what I understood. I don't know if somebody else understood differently. I think he just said, just send me the link of stuff that you did, and we can call it a day. If you want to provide screenshots, I don't think he'll say no. Um, okay, so there are two ways we can do this. Assuming there's no more questions on delivery, and we're gonna move over to the postmortem stuff now.
Wait, Eddie, can I one final
Yep.
question? So
Mhm.
there's this something called milestone project deliverables, and it says team-based PowerPoints for each week, research questions, and change log spreadsheet for each week. Did he say something about it? Like, do we just submit the final one since it's already includes everything that we did previously, or?
So he didn't say anything about that one. He didn't say anything about milestone project deliverables. He said the individual project deliverables is the one he's going to be looking at. But I mean, that's a good question. I can ask again. And all team based. I think this is where we should have been dropping all of our stuff. The ones that didn't allow for links drops that we put in the feedback section. I think this is where we were supposed to put it. This, yeah, this class is not organized super cleanly as compared to other classes that I've been part of. That's my understanding, but I can ask a clarifying question with him later tonight or maybe tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Okay. Any other questions before we move on to postmortem completely? Okay. I think Jason's typing something. I don't know if he. Okay, whatever. Connor, did you start recording, or you?
Oh yeah,
Can
it's
you
been
start recording
recording.
now? Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. All right, so there's two ways we can do this. We can do it the way that I'm going to do it structured in the way that the assignment's written up. I looked through the rubric. I'm going to do the whole the write up for the postmortem. Essentially, it's just an article, if you will, on how we did in the game. I'm going to I might ask for screen grabs from people just so they can put it into um, the document that I'm putting together. And then when I finish it, I'll send it out. I'll probably get it done, the majority of it done tonight. And then I might ask for people to like drop in a screenshot here and there just to fill it out. That's one of the requirements for the postmortem document that we passed in. But I'm going to get it done, most of it done tonight. So the way we're going to do it is that the requirement for our postmortem requires that we have 3 pros, 3 cons, and then 3 reflections on what we could have done in the future. So the way that it's usually done in the industry that I've done with my teams at work is we pick a section. Everyone gets a notepad, and you can do as many things as you want to say, hey, this is what went well during our 4-week escapades and to make our own game. Like, you just put as many things as you want. You can write a big note to speak to it, or you can just write the note to leave it so it stands on its own. You don't have to speak to it, but we will go over each one and talk through it to see if other people had the same experience or anything like that. I'm going to put a time on the board. It should show for everyone that's on the Miro board. It should show like 5 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. So that's where we're going to start. Is there any questions? We're going to start in the what went well, the top left corner. You don't have to put your name on the sticky note. Just put your thoughts, and we can go from there. Any questions before I set the timer? Let me see. Can I use a timer? I can't use a timer because I don't have an upgrade. Oh my gosh.
I can see the time on the
No.
recording. It's at 7:20. I can stop it. Well, I can say when
No,
it's
I'm
12:20.
no. I'll put a timer. So dumb. They got to make their money somehow, right? Okay. Anyways, 5 minutes. We're gonna start right now.
Can you give me the edit rights?
Oh, you don't have edit rights?
Yeah.
I think you have to sign in with an account. If you're signed in, like if you just like logged in and didn't sign in, you should be signed in. Give access. Okay, everyone should have access now. Is it working, gang?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, 4.5 minutes. So things to consider: what went well? Did the communication go well? Did the task generation go well? Did the merging process go well? These are the type of things that we need to bring up. Did the design process go well? I'm just trying to give you guys some talking points or things to think about. Did the like bug finding go well? Did bug fixing go well? Things of that nature. Things to talk about, and try not to just leave it like a one-word statement like this went well, or be prepared to talk about it because it helps if we have a good discussion about it. We have 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes left. If you don't see yourself having new topics to bring up, maybe flesh out the sticky notes that you've created before. It's a right to not have too many things to add in what went well sections. Historically, from all the postmortems I've been part of, the part that has the most feedback is what are the challenges or the cons. So
Am
it's a
I the
right.
only one struggling to grab the sticky note?
You might not have permissions. I might have to. Let's see. I think you just click and drag.
That's literally what I'm trying to do.
Really? That didn't.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Like
It
I
says
was trying to
maybe.
do it on my phone and it wouldn't work, so I ran to my computer and still ain't working. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do.
Just try to refresh it.
It says view only.
I updated it, so maybe just like click refresh.
Okay.
You have 30 seconds, so it's fine.
This is still says view only. I mean,
Oh, if you're on your, maybe you might have to sign in. I see. Is that JM Mahar? No, that's not. I don't see you on here. Maybe that's why.
perfect. Okay.
No, I see. I see that you're signed in, but I don't see your bring to me.
Is it 5 minutes over?
Yeah, it just ended. Wow, that was perfect timing. All right, how do I shut it up? Stop binging. Okay, cool. All right, so now here's the fun part. We're gonna go through all the sticky notes. The requirement is 3. It's nice to have all these, right? For the main point of the last part of this is that we're gonna have to you look at reflections of things that we want to take into the future, into all of our future projects. Not specifically with this team, like an experience that you want to take with yourself as a lesson learned. So when you join a studio, or if you start your own indie group, or if you're working on your own game, like something that you wish you had, things like that. So let's just go through all these and then we can talk to them. If no one wants to add thoughts to it, it's fine. So just going with the first one. Oh, was there a question? I'm sorry. Okay. Ship models and their broken version, ship textures. So you're saying that this went well, or is this something that you had fun with? Like, what's the reasoning behind this, if you want to talk to it?
Yeah, I mean, for this, the process is smooth and everything. For the texture and shape, don't have too many problems.
Mm-hmm. It was easy to generate and work through, is basically what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, sweet. Good division of tasks led to decent number of core features being implemented. This is a very big sticky note. I think I saw another one that could lead into this. Great management of the course deliverables. I'm working with a team. Let me see. I just want to make sure that we're just looping all these together. All the main. Okay, so that's fine. Anyone want to speak to that? Or, I mean, it can be standalone. Just want to give people opportunity to talk if they want to talk. Okay, great management of course deliverables. I kind of put these together. I don't think there's too much to communicate there. Good communication on the UI design. Is there something specific, like an anecdote? I always have a problem with that word. Anecdotal stories to kind of go along with this? Like what's specifically about UI designs? Anything in particular?
Nothing really special, I would say, but it's just because there are a lot of versions that provided from Philippines, and we have discussed it, and we made change, and we confirmed the final version.
So basically, the iterative process going through the UI design was it happened pretty quickly, and people were responsive during that time, essentially.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so I like that for the simple fact of I think this, along with all the UI designs that Felipe and the communication between you and Felipe going back and forth, I think that was very good, and I think I might actually write about that because I noticed that you guys were working on it in the last week and a half. So that's something I might write about in our reflections. Anybody else want to talk about this before we go into the next one? Let's go effective communication. I think this goes along with this stuff over here. All main features are delivered. I think this is huge. This went extremely well. The team was really cranking out some stuff. I saw a lot of team communication, especially with the programmers on getting features in. So that's always good to see. Good level of engagement. Ease of turn-in took a lot of pressure off. I think this goes along with effective communications. Working with the team, I wrote this one myself. Working with the team with different levels of capabilities was engaging and fun to experience. I think it's always a learning lesson to form a team. It's not always easy, but I think that the team was very willing to work with each other and help people learn and teach from each expertise. I mean, we had to hear who's essentially it's me and Connor. You guys were all working together. Helping out James, helping out Robert, getting stuff going. So very, very awesome to watch and appreciate you guys doing that. I kind of want to put the good team communication also, which allowed us to revise and fix issue promptly. Let's put that with this stuff over here. GitHub and Unity project management. Can we talk about that? Who wrote this up?
I did. I mean, like
Just a little bit more.
What I could say is, so we take good advantage of using GitHub and then version control software to resolve conflicts and developing features. So essentially, what we could say is, instead of that, maybe we should say good use of technology, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to speak too much to it. I just wanted to know if there was anything in particular. I think just
like
for
this mirror board that we're using. So we are effectively using good tools to manage and
right.
to deliver our features.
Yeah, and for people who are, I know everyone's like inside some type of shadow program or, trying to break into the industry. If you haven't worked in the industry, not that I don't know everyone's backgrounds, but data management is a whole team on its own in EA. Like it's a whole process that is very strung out, and they get weeks of notice when anything changes from title updates to submitting things. So getting this stuff right in a small group, yes, the complexity is less, but it is still very. It's a very big issue if it's done wrong. You will know if this part of the project is done wrong because everyone will feel it. Moving on, design was way ahead of programming and art. Yes. This can be seen two different ways. So design was always ahead of programming and art. Okay,
That was
correctly.
I wrote that because that was a very good thing.
Right.
Usually, in my experience, the issue is the lack of design, and then the programmers don't know what to do. But we didn't have this issue, which was great.
Awesome. I like that, as maybe we can do something on reflections on that at part 3. Last one, programmers worked well with each other to discuss each other's tasks. I like this to go under with this stuff because, again, effective communication. And I kind of call that out that, a lot of the people who had that experience also helped other people to kind of get on the same page. And that's always nice to see. Anybody else want to mention anything about what went before we move on to the challenges? Or nothing heard? All right, here's the fun part. I want you guys to be brutally honest. If you're... One lesson I always try to give the teams I manage, don't take anything personal. Say what's on your mind. Honest feedback leads to better improvements. If you try to, hold back because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, first thing you should always consider is people are not saying stuff directly about you. They're saying things to improve everyone's experience, because everyone's going to be working on a team from here, from now on, in different teams. And, it just helps improve those teams that they affect, and so on and so forth. So keep that in mind. 5 minutes on the clock, starting now. Things to consider. The inverse of what we had, so bad integration. Not a good example, but our designs weren't ready. We lacked a lot of clarity in the beginning. Maybe mention something around that. Things like that. I'm gonna try to think of more things to kind of spark some ideas. Was our scope too big in the beginning? Did we notice that we had to cut a lot of our scope? Was there a lot of concern around that? Things like that.
We kind of nailed it, I guess. Everything too good too.
It's smaller projects usually don't have too many cons, but there are ways we can spin that.
Yeah.
What could have gone better, like something that went sort of well, but we could have done a little bit better. You can also phrase it like that. That's a good call out. Do we wish we could have done more with our scope? Do you wish we had more innovation? Do you wish we went more creative with our design? Things like that. Two minutes, 50 seconds. Hello? Hello, yeah, we're here. We are just adding notes to the mirror board. If you're just joining, please click the mirror board link on the Discord. We have 1 minute 30 seconds left for the section we're in. I wasn't talking because I was typing.
I'm not at my computer. I didn't know what's happening. What's the Miro board? What's what?
Just give us 1 minute. I'll explain it to you. I don't want people to
No, you're
stop their
good.
train of thought right now. Yep. Seconds. It seems like everyone's done, so I will stop the timer. James, basically, if you look at the general chat on Discord, I posted at 5:26 Miro board link. If you click that, it should take you to a website called Miro board, which is a collaborative web-based browser or browser-based application. You should, if you don't have an account, make an account with your Full Sail email address. It's better so you don't, get spammed with like promotional stuff.
Right.
So we're doing our post-mortem in there. We just made it to challenges, and I'm just about to go over the notes that we have for some of our challenges. So since I don't know if you have access to see it.
No, I'm driving. I'm kind of lost. I missed the last little bit of the lecture. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Like,
There's no lecture.
what's the post-mortem? What are we doing? Like, what is the objective that we're doing right now?
Yeah. So post-mortem is from a software development standpoint. Post-mortem is done after a project is over. We're doing it a little bit early because I'm going to be traveling Thursday and Friday and this weekend. Essentially, it's done when a project is finished. The team gets together to go over the good, the bad, and reflections of what the project was. So that's what we're kind of going over. Just for the ease of the flow of conversation, I'm just going to go back into the postmortem. So we're actually recording this, so you can review it later and just get caught up if you'd like. But I'm just going to keep going on if you don't mind.
I just wanted to kind of make sure just I wasn't lost and could kind of, figure out what was going on and didn't have to be like, hey, what's going on after I was watching the video hours later.
Yeah. So let me tell you, it's okay to be lost as long as you get caught up. That's all that matters.
Definitely.
Anyways, let's get into this now. So the first one is, the first ticket here I have is could have put more time on the fun aspect of the game rather than just delivering the features. Whoever wrote this is what I was looking for. I don't like one thing I don't like that you put is maybe. That's not a maybe. That's 100% fact. I mean, I did feel like we were trying to just do a deliverable, and that's the one thing I always try to fight against, even at my real job. Like working at EA is just like, hey guys, we're trying to make a game. Let's try to. I remember why we are doing this is that we want to have fun. We enjoy this. We enjoy this lifestyle. We enjoy this arena, this industry. We should put passion into it. Understandably, we had a very hard timeline while also managing other things, right? So keep that in mind. But yes, I 100% agree with this. Do you want to add anything else to this thought? You don't have to, but just giving you the floor if you want to. Cool.
Pretty much.
So yes, yeah, 100% agree. Finding a way to physically prototype may have been faster to find a better gameplay flow. That is a great point.
Yeah, that kind of goes with the previous point made. That's kind of a self-reflection on my part, because early on in design, we were designing this. It might have been a better tactic to try to find a way to play the game physically and quickly to determine what was more fun and what techniques and attack patterns would have been more fun. Because implementing the attack patterns, it takes a hot minute to implement.
Mm-hmm. And something I would add to that is like sometimes when you're just trying to implement stuff, like the design's out of the way, it's more clinical, and you're kind of taking um, the innovation out of it. Sometimes, like if you know that you're just trying to do something for a deliverable, going back to the ticket, it's like, hey, I'm just implementing what I have to. But at the same time, this same time structure or time restraint that we experience with this is very much replicated. I'm sure you guys are noticing if you're in active shadow capstones or capstones. This is 100% replicated, although on a more strict basis. Like this is something that happens all the time, like having to put prototypes together to meet expectations by leadership or by stakeholders or investors and things of that nature. It's like, hey, you need to do out by the end of the month if you want another $1 million to go into the bank so we don't have to fire people off the project. Like that, those are real things that producers and development managers and other people and leaders have to decisions on of splitting up or prioritizing time. So just something for for consideration. Moving on. Not enough people testing the gameplay and providing feedback. 100% yes. This is a good feedback or good challenge that we did experience. I mean, we noticed it right when Tahir was showing off the gameplay to the instructor. There are things that kind of came up as we noticed that, like the submarine that was already killed was still getting attacked, and it stopped him from getting killed. So it prolonged the game. Now, as developers of that game, we understood that's what was happening. But if you're just a player, you're just like, what? Why is this still going on? You know what I mean? Like, so it's like that play testing iteration. We definitely didn't get a lot of. Does anybody want to add to this? You don't have to. Okay, moving on. Game style is not in line with expectations. That's a good thought in the sense of we wanted to kind of go cartoony. Is that what this ticket is calling out? Or is it like we kind of just like delivered the easiest solution to meet the deliverable?
So, for the game style, I would say at the start of the whole project, I want it to be as realistic as we can make it.
Mm-hmm.
But due to the time, so we have to change the whole game style to
Right.
this. Yeah.
That's a very good point. One thing that prototypes actually do, like sometimes there's multiple different types of prototypes. Sometimes a prototype is just a proof of concept and it kind of doesn't deliver on the style. But sometimes, like I think it's standard practice now in the industry that they try to meet that expectation of the style, so that like the prototype that they're shipping, instead of just showing a proof of concept, I guess that's the real delineation is proof of concept and a prototype, or no, prototype versus a vertical slice, which I think we use interchangeably in this class, which I personally think is different. A prototype is a proof of concept. A vertical slice is this is what the game is going to look like, and here are all the components that are the main features that are in the game. Again, that's my personal standpoint, but you can agree or disagree or let me know.
Gives the vibe of the game.
Yeah.
I agree with that as well, Andy. The usage of the prototype and vertical slice at the same time created a little confusion because, like you were saying, like the prototype is like the prototype of the game in general. A vertical slice is, even if it's not the whole game, a vertical, like you take a vertical slice of a piece of cake or a pie, you have that one slice. So you pick a mechanic, flesh it out, say, hey, this is the vertical slice of this. Like that. So it basically what you say. I agree with that 110%. I feel like clarifying on that at the beginning would have cleared up a lot of confusion and also reduced, maybe not a lot of time, but I feel like it would have at least cleared out some of the time because of what our initial vision ended up being, and then how we had to kind of like fine tune it and focus down.
Right. Cool. Does anyone else want to add thoughts? I'm going to speed up the pace. I just realized it was 6 o'clock, so I want to be respectful of time. So speed up the pace a little bit more. Because I think I have enough here to kind of speak to the article or to the postmortem assignment. Division of simple and complex tasks. People may have struggled finding work to do. Yes, I think that was something that I think I failed a little bit more on, of trying to break up these tasks. I could have pushed harder on trying to break stuff up, but I do realize that this was something that like we just kind of had buckets. And if we broke them up a little bit more, we could have divvied out some stuff so it's a little bit more even division. Does anybody want to speak to that? Same thing. Task breakdown could use better clarification. I would say the same thing. Yes, agreed. Connect these. This is the one I put was a struggle managing capstone expectations and developing a game project at the same time. I think all of us that it was a big time constraint, but I think it was a good lesson at the same time. All right. Any other statements or questions about what were some challenges or the cons? All right. All right, so I'm gonna reduce this last one to maybe 4 minutes. So this one is going to be reflections on the pros and cons above. That should be considered for future dev projects. So essentially, just from looking at the stuff that we called out up here, just like reflect on it or just give some thoughts of saying like, hey, like this is something I'm definitely going to take into take like as an experience or something that I'm going to take into my next project. Just kind of call it out in the sticky note. I think that's the best way we can do it, and I can just add words to it. But let's do 5 minutes or 4 minutes starting now. If somebody requested access recently, I just gave it to you. I think that might have been you, Robert.
That was a while ago.
Oh yeah, it
But
just came through. It's all right. I've been yapping.
I'm gonna still sit this one out, and I'll just give
Okay.
feedback if needed.
Yep. I've been yapping. Sorry about that. If you could add as much language to these sticky notes as possible, for the simple fact of it helps me write up the document. Two minutes left. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so we're just gonna go through these. I kind of added some stuff. Focus on fun. Yes, that's the main one. That's the main one I want. Okay, focus on fun. Like at the end of the day, life is stressful. There's always going to be things and stressors that kind of stress is a normal part of any kind of project that you're ever going to be a part of. Any if it's from software development to video game development, there's going to be a factor of stress. Um, I have book recommendations if you guys ever want to, like audiobook recommendations of producers and game directors that talk about how some of their best team innovation was developed under hard constraints. So the developers and the designers had to figure out ways to be more effective with their time. So always focus on fun, but realize that stress is going to be a normal part of any kind of team that you're ever going to be part of. And if there's ways that you can balance that fun and stress at the same time, it'll be so pivotal. But yes. Anybody want to add more thoughts to that? Cool. Moving on. More communication between different departments. Yes, this is always a good reflection. You can read any book. You can look at any team. You can look at any postmortem. You can look at any like industry deep dive from any game that you ever liked or one of your favorite games. This will always be a common occurrence because no matter if there's great communication, it's never enough communication. There's too many moving parts when it comes to software development, and that's something that you always need to be aware of in the sense of being aware that you may not be communicating exactly what you need communicating. It's really more of an internal lesson that you should keep to yourself. It's like if you have that feeling that if you're missing something, other people have that same exact feeling. They're just not willing to step up and say it. Anybody want to add thoughts to that? Okay. Continue in fostering open dialogue between team members. Yes. I'm going to connect these. Dividing tasks too much can lead to no growth. Okay. Do you want to speak to this?
All right, so
You have to.
I was saying I put that. I know I said I was gonna stay down. I was gonna stay away,
Okay.
but I did put that because looking at all the tasks on the first board, the programmers were talking about their communication and everything, and between their tasks, and then I seen on the second board someone put not dividing the task up um could lead to people not being able to participate or knowing what to do. And to speak on both of those, I was definitely one of the ones that was. I'm gonna come out and say it that out of all the programmers that we have, I feel that I was the weakest one. I reached out to the guys, and they were more than helpful to help me out on everything that I was confused on. But dividing the task up too much would give people more reason to stay in their shell and not challenge themselves. All right. So I took everything that the guys were helping me out with and I started to pick up more and was able to take tasks and do them on my own and not have to ask the guys for help too much. All right.
Right.
I just think that it dividing the task up too much would actually lead to people not being able to grow. All right, people will probably be more afraid to challenge themselves at that point.
I actually, at first, I wasn't kind of on board with that ticket, but with your explanation, 100% agree. Like in a team where we have to kind of make our own expectations like pretty quickly, in a 1 month time frame, you usually work longer with your teams if you're ever part of a game jam. Um, this is very true. Like people understand like who may be the weakest ones or may not may be working in a different engine that they're out or not used to a tool that they have to use. And people will help them kind of grow. It's like, hey, like I want to learn this. Can you kind of help me? So I definitely agree with that statement, and that is good insight. I like it. Moving on, physical prototype, main mechanics first, then design around it. Yes, yes. Does anyone want to speak to that? You don't have to.
Yeah, that was
That
just
is a
another my
good.
reflection. Getting the
Yeah.
core mechanic up and making it fun and playable first, and then designing around that. Because early on, just had the idea and the concept and couldn't see whether it worked or not until it was in the virtual phase. So I think getting that early would have helped on the fun factor.
Yeah, I agree. I'm putting emotes because I think these are the ones that I'm going to be speaking to. Have an art meeting to define the overall design and make sure the team is on board. Yes. I definitely think we did agree on that, I agree that we did fall short on this. Um, I think at the first week, we just tried to like put some together. Um, but sometimes people need input, regardless of like, hey, like even if you have all the range in the world to kind of go like people like to be given feedback right then and there. So that's very true. That's a very good call out. I like it. Prioritize user experience and gameplay enjoyment over simply delivering features. Yes, yes. And I'm going to shut up. I've been given too many anecdotal stuff, but you may see this with other game jams if you ever been part of it or if you ever played them. Sometimes they kind of miss that ball. Again, having fun, focusing on the fun part. I think these two can go together. Cool. Project prioritization helps unclog workflows and encourage teams collaboration to focus on more important work tasks. I created this one. That's just something that I always try to keep in mind. That's more reflection on my half if I needed to, add something to the document. GitHub development branch main. Can we get some speaking to on this one?
Yes, the um, GitHub design where we would push to development instead of straight to main, I thought was uh, I'd never used that before in GitHub projects, and that was new to me, and that was actually worked pretty well to keep the main branch pretty clean.
Yeah. At EA, we kind of do the same thing. We have it like we have like RL and DL. We call it. I don't know if that's what it's called everywhere else, but we do that often. It's like, hey, so put it directly to your development line DL before you put it on the retail line. If it passes all bots, if it passes QV approval, it will move from the development line DL to the retail line. So that's something that EA does pretty often. That is a good reflection. Actually, I might add that. It just shows comments like this, reflections like this show that what the industry is doing is proven, right? If we're seeing it on a smaller scale. Okay, the last two, or I guess the last three, define differentiations and subdivisions of complex tasks to better divvy them out. Explain what's needed. Yes. Does anybody want to add to that? Implement regular testing with outside users to gather crucial feedback throughout the development. In a perfect world, I 100% agree. With the short amount of time that we had, I don't know if it could have happened. I'm gonna be real, but yeah. Anyone want to add thoughts to that?
I mean, I wrote that, and I think if even not outside people, even people inside that were not programmers would be helpful if they started playtesting as early as possible. So in our case, it wasn't possible to playtest the game um, just before recent days. So now it's possible, and it, everyone who is not directly involved with the engine, I guess it's kind of outside. Has the similar mind of an outside person because they can have fresh insight when they play the game. So yeah, just having the feedback would be valuable.
Right. That's very true. That's a good call out. I would say I'm also contributing to that. My question would be: is there a way to play the game without actually having to like down and the like? Is there an executable that's like easily shareable or stuff like that, or does it have to be played within the game?
Y-
At the moment, there isn't. Just you need to have the Unity.
Mhm.
We could try making Windows build.
yeah, we can build it.
Um,
If
It would just have
yeah,
to involve getting rid of any unforeseen errors that could cause the build to not run. But that, in
yeah,
theory,
I don't know if we want to do that
I
for
don't think
scope
so.
reasons, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a fair call out. It's a very fair call out. Um, cool. And then the last one is ask questions. I that's a very valid, very 100% good reflection. Always ask questions. Don't in life. That's a good question.
Yeah,
I mean
that's the
that's a
best
good statement.
advice ever.
Yes, ask questions. It's okay. Like don't feel like you are stupid for asking questions. It's stupid if you don't ask the question because it's okay to not know something. It's all about getting caught up. Not everyone knows what you know, and you won't. Does that make sense? Sure, it does. Whatever. Um, but yes, ask questions. I love it. Um, sweet. That's the end. I appreciate you guys attending this post mortem. I try to bring some fun to it. Hopefully, I did. Uh, I enjoyed working with you guys. I will be putting this documentation together. I might be able to finish it tonight, but no promises. Does anyone have any questions about what our deliverables together? Screenshots, and then I'll be posting the document. It's just a Word doc that I'm going to put together. I'm going to put in the Discord, and then we can all use that as our turn-in for where does this go? I think this just goes to the Mastery Journal. So yeah,
Just to clarify, the was I make sure I heard correctly that the individual task is not for the deliverables. The individual one, the one that the professor spoke on, and he mentioned that it needed to be a bullet point of everything that we did, or is it supposed to be a PowerPoint?
so are you
Because
talking about, can you see my screen? I just started sharing. Sorry, I should have probably said that first.
yeah,
So are you talking about digital prototype final deliverable?
no.
No.
Go
Okay.
back to the actual deliverables
Oh,
folder.
this one. Yeah, deliverables
Yeah,
folder.
right
And then
there.
this one?
The individual one. Yeah, is this supposed to be a PowerPoint or is it supposed to be a bullet point listing of the tasks that we completed and that we done?
He said bullet point in the lecture. I mean, you could probably put it in a documentation and just like upload it. Um, but it's really just a list of everything you've done. It might be easier to show in an Excel sheet since it could be like, hey, your task and then the amount of hours you put towards it. I mean, you could also do that. You can also create a table in a Word doc and put it that way. I don't think you should put too much time into it. He literally said you can copy paste from like our slide deck and put it in there. Um, that might, I mean, maybe feedback. Oh yeah, you can make a table in here, so you could probably do it there if you want. But I'm probably going to do it in a Word doc. That's what I would probably do, just like format it and then just upload it. But he was really unprescriptive with it, and I point.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard correctly because when I read it, it said PowerPoint. I was like, is it a PowerPoint or is it a Word doc with bullet points?
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. You're right. It does say PowerPoint, but he said bullet point. It doesn't really matter. I think they said PowerPoint in the past because like it's the last slide of our actual PowerPoint, so it would just be like a hey, just make this one slide up PowerPoint and then submit that
I think
again.
Okay.
in the end, it's just whatever best conveys what you've done on the project.
Yep. Yep.
All right, no problem.
Cool. Any other questions?
Also, Andy, you said that you're going to share the link to the PowerPoint, which to the our contribution slide.
Yeah, so I've shared it every time. I can share it again if you want to look at what you put in the past. If that's
Yeah,
basically what you're trying to get at.
yeah. I just wanna have
Yeah.
access.
Yep. I'll post it. So let me put that as a note for myself. Share PowerPoint.
Thanks.
And Christina's going to be doing like final touches if she needs on anything with that. So share the PowerPoint link. Cool. Anything else? Awesome. Is there any big like development left that needs to happen for the prototype, or is it just more polishing?
Polish and UI implementation, I think. And
Yeah, UI
Okay.
is the biggest one.
Yeah, just the only thing I would ask is once that's all done, just ping the group so Christina is aware so she can record just a talk through of the gameplay. Um, and then
And
we are
the
all should be aware for the turn in. What's up?
no, the health also needs to get implemented. James is working on the UI for it and implement it tonight.
Ship health. Okay.
the
Sweet.
yeah, you mean
What's up?
the display of the health for the ship, Robert?
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
I think we agreed that we was gonna go on with the slider
Yeah.
uh
Yeah. Okay.
to show that. So he's gonna create it with the UI, and then I'll go back in and implement it.
Gotcha.
Sweet. Anything else? Nothing heard. I appreciate all of you. I'll get working on this right now. Hopefully, I can get it done tonight. If not, I will get it done by like noon tomorrow, and then I'll send out the post-mortem stuff. And then that would leave only the individual do outs that everyone is going to, and then the final delivery, final PowerPoint link, and YouTube video from Christina. So that's it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I'm going to get typing. And again, enjoyed working with everyone here. And yeah, have a good one.
Yeah. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.